Everybody shine with me now. Boom, baby, boom. Rise. And remember to shine. It's your morning motivation time. Your host with the mostest, Mark Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. And starting the show. I already have the breakfast going. I already got the egg McMuffin, bacon McMuffin sausage, and some chocolate milk. And today's topic is people politics. I actually got to crash on the couch last night. I was not in my car. Very grateful for that. Couch surfing's the way I'm going to go around the world. Very grateful for that. And really grateful for my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a lot of help from my friends. If it wasn't for my friends, I'd be out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And out in these streets this morning, when we give them $1, they kissed a rock and threw the dollar. I don't know how else to explain that. Like, the guy was literally at the McDonald's. You can tell he was homeless and disheveled and out of his mind. He picked up a rock and kissed it. And my friend gave him $1, and he threw the rock and the dollar back out into the atmosphere like it was a microphone dropped on a big set, the Beatles. This guy literally thought he was Mick Jagger for a second, and goodbye New York, and threw that shit out in the air. And we really had a situation. Talking about people politics is a reason why I want to do Saints giving gift cards, because there's just so much violence and miscommunication and bullshit that happens when you're trying to help someone. They find, and this has happened to me when I fed the homeless so many times, and they're like, you got your head all wrong. And I'm like, no, you got your head all wrong. Nobody owes you shit to come out here and feed you. Like, in case you didn't look around, I'm out here actually coming here, risking my registration, risking a ticket, risking talking to the cops to come feed you, and you're not even appreciative that I am feeding you. So they wanted me to be even more grateful and gracious for my giving, and I wanted them to be even more appreciative that anybody was out there giving. So there's a little people politics here. What happens is, like, people assume that they are owed something. Literally, they assume, like, well, you're out here. I've just had a banana thrown at me. I've been punched in the chest. And let me see what other kind of weird shits happened. I'll never forget, she ran off with just her dress, no underwear on, and the cops just tackled her. Like, I literally saw a naked woman try to sprint away from the police after she threw a banana at me, or punched me in the chest. They actually witnessed it, so they saw it. She was just like, and just kind of hit me in the chest, and I was like, what? And then she ran off, her ass hanging outside of her skirt, and then tackled on the ground by the cops. It was a lot. So, it's one of those days where I guess people throw money on the ground, or they got it like that, or I don't even know what's going on, but the politics are real. I haven't talked to my friends from yesterday, but, when people are saying you're being rude and you don't think you're being rude, you're in people politics. Other day, I'm across the street here with a local weed dealer, and he wanted to tell me that the planets didn't exist. And I'm like, well, I got a planet app in my phone. I don't know what to do with it. Should I let him know that there's planets, and that, Galileo tracked the stars and had heresy? It was proven to be right about the planets circulating? Or do I just say, yeah, you're right, it's a flat earth, and just keep it pushing? People politics. I mean, do you want to start fights? Do you want to finish fights? Do you want to not be in a fight? There's so many different ways to deal with people, and there's so many outcomes. It's hard. It's hard. You want to be out there in the morning and whistling and good morning, neighbor. If I don't see you, good day and good night. And there's the neighbors back. Yeah, fuck you. Just like Coming to America, right? That was that Coming to America. My neighbor, go fuck yourself. So there are people that are yes, fuck you too. And that's how it is. There's people that are on some fuck you. There are people that are in the morning. They're like, what's good about the morning when you say good morning? And then there's people, that hate their lives, and you can try to switch it up. I mean, I say the word try because it's not inevitable, right? Like, you could try to shine on some people, and some people just want to be stormy. Some people live in their shadow, and then they hate their lives, and then they make sure everyone around them hates their lives. This is people politics. And you wonder why people gather, like Christians or something like that. They're gathering because they want to be around like-minded people. And that's what I keep telling people. They're like, oh man, I want some rich friends. The rich are guarding against fake friends. Just so you know, they have a checklist at the gate with security and high walls, and they're keeping the riffraff out. Now, you could make friends, you can make rich friends, but you'd have to get close to them at that moment and make sure they're not in a fuck you moment, and you make sure you're not in a fuck you moment. And next thing you know, you got some real friends. So it's one of those things where it's like, I can say fuck everybody, and then everybody says fuck me. Like straight up. Every time I'm also fuck everybody, then I got no friends. And a lot of people do that. I do that for everyone. And then you're like, why are you so alone then? You hear it a lot. People like, I do things for everyone. And it's like, you literally isolated yourself. How many times do we do that? We isolate ourselves with our attention. We isolate ourselves with our attitudes. We'll just be like in a mood and unable to shift moods, bro. So it's one of those people politics is like, if you're in a situation, let's say like the DMV the other day, when I was sitting there, I could have been in a mood. I've been waiting all day. Go fuck yourself. I hate the DMV, which is really my mood, just being honest, because I've been out there since 7 a.m. in the cold with 500 other people in line. But it's also one of those things where it's like, this lady could be nice to me and help me out today and say my driver's license has been reinstated. Okay, bet. Now I'm a little bit more involved because you were nice. And that's people politics. You gotta really work people. Everything else, I mean, you could work the system, the DMV, the law, and the government, the cops. They're all in on a system, you know. But inside that system, you can work the system. You can be nice to the people that service you. You could get better advice from the people that service you. You can get better results after they service you. Yeah, going to McDonald's. I'm on break, and it's just like you've been on break this whole time. Your whole life is a break, bro. And it's like, these people have no customer service. And they're like, what's it going to be like? Well, now you got a customer in the lobby yelling at you because you were a cunt. So it's like, were you a cunt and then it happened? Or were you pre-cunty and then it happened? So it's like, you probably pre-cunted it.
You woke up.
Yeah, you woke up hating your life and you wanted other people to hate their lives with you. And therefore, the hate kept going around. So that's what was just happening. Morning motivation. Thanks, sir. My best friend's alive today because he almost died on the chain, fell off at about 137 miles per hour. There's no more chain on this bike. Do not get it twisted. Chain down, man down. He almost died. No chain, no sprockets, no gears. Just a whole vast, heavy metal piece going down the highway, about to die. Glad you're alive. So this whole week, or less than a half of a week, today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I leave Tuesday, so I only got 4 days left on this freaking planet or on this side of Vegas. And I've learned to negotiate, who my real friends are, who are my enemies, why am I my own enemy sometimes, and trying to minimize that so that my people politics and level goes up. And that's the biggest thing for it. Is I wanted better results out of the situations. I wanted kinder interactions. I wanted better results. And if that takes me learning, like I was watching the other day, I thought it was fabulous. This girl goes, y'all roasted me on the show, the what is it? Fresh and Fit Club. She's on the Miami thing, being all cunty, trying to hang out with the other bitches, trying to out-bitch the other bitches. And she came back and she said, that's why I'm single. That's why I'm single. I'm over here wanting what I want and not what men want. If I want to be unsingle, I'm going to have to produce or advertise to the person I'm trying to sell the car to. I'm trying to sell this car, my body, to a man, and my lifestyle to get better is only going to get better by a man. I'm already doing the alone thing. You know how many people do the alone thing? Just because they don't do anything, they rather be alone than to change. They don't know how to people politics. And what's funny is they were saying the girls will get in groups and they'll talk shit about dudes, but they have no practice with dudes. They're over here going like, oh yeah, girl, you the man. Do your own thing, girl. Miss Independent. And then it's like, okay, set hike. Now you're in the real game. You're in front of a man that you like, and then you have no skill sets. All that shit talking with your girls, being in a sewing circle is going to keep your ass single. Because they single. Ain't nobody talking about strategies to get a man. They all don't need a man. Well, I need a house.
Lesbians without a cause.
Lesbians without a cause. And I need a house. How many times have I needed shelter? I need my own home. So I got to play by the rules to get a home. I gotta act right. I gotta get the right credit score. I gotta put some money down. I gotta get the first time home buyer loan. All this stuff is me changing. Yeah, but I wanted a results, right? I want a house, so I'm gonna have to apply myself to get to the house. This chick literally had a revelation, like I have to apply myself. I have to be self-critical, right? Like I'm not the shit anymore. I smell like shit. Oh shit, I don't want to say that. Well, you're gonna have to say that because it gets you into a humble space for change. You know, when you're up in the air, it's a big thing with addiction that they say I am powerless to the drug. It's the first things first. I'm powerless to this thing. This thing tells me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. If you can't admit that, then how are you going to gain power? Like you've already lost power to the alcohol or whatever thing that was that you had this thing going on in your head. Then you want the power back. You're like, well, how do I get my power back? Admitting that you are powerless. Like, wow, I have to give up power to get power. It's a lot like that. Welcome to people politics. You know, it's a lot of those things that people will be thinking, your nose is in the air, you ain't never done anything wrong, you shit yourself. Actually, it took me the other day, you didn't see this, I'll send you this video, but I was watching it, and I watch a lot of this videos of the gold digger videos, right? That big black dude London was in there, and he's breaking these bitches down in the side seat. Well, this girl, she was like, how you doing? Friendly from the beginning, shook his hand. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, I don't do all that. She's like, what if I wanted to sleep with other people? So then we won't be sleeping together. She just made it real clear. He's like, you know what? I want to meet you for real. Let's go to lunch. She's like, okay, take me. She was the smoothest chick I've ever seen. Of all these baddie bitches he's had, I probably watched 50 videos of bad bitches going, take me shopping, then you can get to know me. You can get to know me over Nobu.
I got
Nobu.
rent coming up, and
my rent, my kids, you got to pay for it all. They're looking for a savior, looking for Jesus with a big dick, and no one's dumbing down from the cross to help them out. It don't work that way. But since she knew how to politic, she was friendly with them in the beginning. She was respectful. She has her own space. She ain't gonna tolerate some dude dicking around on her. She's like, you loyal with me, I'm loyal with you. What's up with it? How many people match their loyalties? How many people do that kind of shit where they're like, I'm upfront with it and I'm respecting my own shit about it? That's what it was. And that's what was so pissed off about the homeless guy. He didn't respect the money he was given. Right? The chick at the McDonald's, she didn't respect the job.
He didn't even ask me for nothing. Like,
no.
Approach him and, here's $1, and then you kiss some rocks and shit.
Yeah, that was weird. Very weird morning. And the girl at the McDonald's is lucky to have her job. Like, you're the one you have no courtesy to what you got. Right now, it's a pain in the ass. It's about to be worse. You're about to have customers yell at you. You're going to hate every minute of every hour because of a piss poor attitude. It's just one of those things where we got to people politic, man. We got to politic with people all the time. Everyone that holds the keys, every gatekeeper out here is human. And every human wants to be heard. They all want to be felt. Damn, this thing's so fucking sticky. Yeah, that's all over me. There's so much resin on this weed. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I was like, I want to do better at politicking with people. I have my own anger issues. I have my own situation where I feel like slighted, and then I feel like I should correct it and start, what did they call it? Regulating. Almost get in jail mode where it's like, nah, man, you ain't gonna touch my bunk, and then I gotta protect my bunk, and I don't even own a bunk. It's one of those. So if I own my mind and I own my attitude, then I own my future. And that's where I wanted to get to. It's like, you want to really be a boss, be a boss of yourself, be able to boss yourself around, tell yourself where to be, discipline yourself, be able to fucking control yourself. And then guess what? Control your reactions, because there's going to be people that are going to kiss a rock and throw $1 on the ground. There's going to be people that are going to yell at you and kick you out. There's going to be situations where things aren't going to go right or be fair. My father used to say, fair only comes around once a year, and it ain't today. Well, today ain't the circus. And you don't have to play with the monkeys. You don't have to act like a monkey either. You can improve your future by people politicking. Everything that we need is on the other side of people. And I'm not talking about kissing ass or brown nosing. I'm talking about respecting yourself enough that you respect others. When people talk about, I don't want a fat girl or a fat man, it's basically saying, I don't want an undisciplined human. Everybody's taking it for the, oh, well, you just don't like, you want the aesthetic. You just want a Barbie. You want, no, man, I see a lot of homies date chicks that they don't even match his body, don't even match his style. They'll be just like, yeah, 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 this is my girl. I'm like, I'm sure it is. There's a lot of people that are mixed matched out there. What they're really matching is their mentality. And to be able to meet people at their level, like especially immediately, you know when you're dealing with somebody that's smooth. You know when you're dealing with somebody that's operated with people. There's some people that shouldn't even be in jobs that include people. I was watching it. I should have shared this video with you. I watched the other videos that I watch of the police and people get known. And the dude was already in the back and he opened the door and he said, bro, all you had to do was talk to me like a man. You know what I'm saying? All you had to do was talk to me. And he said, no, don't give me that look, brother. You know I'm right. He said, you know I'm right. Immediately trying to assert dominance over me, put handcuffs on me, and throw me in the back of the squad car in some kind of show of force just so you can punk me when I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a free person out in this world. He's like, well, you didn't want to give me your ID. No, I was trying to talk to you. You were the one trying to control me by asking for my ID. He was the most calmest, astute, and accurate person I've ever heard in handcuffs. And he was schooling this fucking cop in the back of the squad car with his arms behind his back, handcuffed, giving him the school and the riot out. Like, nah, bro, you should have talked to me like a man. You've worked for people. You're supposed to de-escalate. And one of the guys that was a black police officer was on the ground. You see that one? And he was like, why are you all scared of me? Like I was gonna punch you. You know what, bro? You scary. You shouldn't be in this job. Seriously, you should not be in this job if you're scary and flinchy, because you're gonna get somebody killed. And he's on the ground telling him this. He's like, you're gonna get somebody fucking killed, bro. Like, you're not supposed to be scary. And he didn't even use the word de-escalate. He used something better than that. He was like, he said, you've been amped this whole time. He's like, look at your hands. You amped right now. You're like, you ready. You're trigger happy, bro. It's your ego. That's why I'm on the ground right now. Your ego has me on the ground right now. Have you seen that video?
I think I have, actually.
There's a black guy on the ground. He said, I'm an officer. He's like, I didn't know that. Yes, you did. You knew I was an officer. You didn't see that one? Yeah, that happened. You got the lighter? So, yeah. It's about the time where we get our egos involved, and then we start flexing on people, and we start acting a fool, and then everybody's all fucking trying to prove who they aren't. And it's one of those things where it's just like, we're just ordinary people. We're just trying to do our thing. Mr. John Legend said it correct. We're just ordinary people, dude. And a lot of people are just not acting ordinary. They're trying to act extraordinary. And the extra is the word in ordinary. Being all extra, as we say in the hood. And that energy just doesn't match with people. What I have noticed that works real smooth is what my homie did the other day. I was on the phone with him, kind of like this style, and he's talking and he's ordering his food, and he goes, thank you very much, man. You're very helpful. Yeah. Did that hurt? No, that was perfect. And you know why he did it? Because he's in the service industry, bro. He knows what it's like to be on hand and foot, being Cinderella every day, dealing with customers. And for the first time, what would you want? You would want somebody to be ultra polite to you. That's what you would want. That's when you're going to get better DMV service, better food service. Keep acting like you're the one paying for it. Keep acting like your money gives power over people. And you will see how little power you have real quickly. We watch you while you sleep. I cooked that burrito, and I can easily spit in that burrito. Keep it up. You know, and you think you're badass. I got $100, man. I'm going to buy all the burritos. I'll spit in every fucking burrito. Keep it up, bro. You know, and that's what people forget. They just think that we get above the law, we get some cash, we can tell people to kiss our ass, and there's kind of no such thing as fuck you money. Because even if you got fuck you money, even if you build the biggest castle, even if you build the biggest walls, you get all fucking, what's the dude from The Simpsons? Mr. Smithers with his dogs and shit. Go Mr. Smithers route. He's got no friends. He's got one adorer. And he's like, what? What's his... You're done? What's the guy's name? Mr. Smithers. No, but the guy that watches him. The Simpsons, the dude that watches him is Smithers. Smithers is the guy that watches him. Smithers is his assistant. Yeah, who's the guy's name then? Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns. So Mr. Burns is the asshole. Mr. Smithers is up his asshole. And you got one guy and he treats him like shit. So it's one of those things where you go, I can be a lonely king or I could be a peasant with people. You know, it's one of those. And I kind of prefer being the peasant with people. I like getting to know people. I like meeting them on their level. I like them respecting me too.
Yeah.
I like it when, people go out their way and they go, you know what, you've been nice, hon. Here's some, free pumpkin bread. And you'd be like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Kindness. It's something I don't practice that often. We don't practice that often. We got to practice the kindness because aggression begots aggression. Motherfuckers will be straight back in your face trying to throw rocks at you after you gave them $1. It's just crazy out here. So I just trying to get the results that I want. I want to be able to win at every interaction and not just win like I'm on top of that person, but like win the interaction is a winning interaction. And the deals that I do are symbiotic, where the person's as happy as I am at the touchdown. It's one of those things where you kind of rush into the person's arm and do a touchdown dance, as a team. It's very rare air that everybody's all happy. Usually happens if someone just gets happy, they get happy by themselves and they realize there's no one else to share it with. That's a weird happy. You'll realize it too. You'll be like, yes, I got my Birkin bag. Now I got to show it off to my friends. Oh, wait, I don't have any friends because I've been flexing on people too long. How do I show people my assets? Like all the girls with their asses out. You sure you got a great ass, but it's stuck in an apartment that you're afraid to leave. You can Rumpelstiltskin that bitch, or what's her name, Rapunzel, and put your hair down and try to pull up some hoes, but you're all alone
Falling back.
in a tower. Charge it up. Almost done with the show. I got 8 minutes to go. So this is one of those things where I'm just looking at it more from a psychology perspective, more from that mindset perspective. I don't know if you guys remember the mindset book I've been reading this last 2 weeks, but if I look at it like it's a learning experience, if I look at it like, I can learn from this, then that's what I will do. I will adapt and overcome. We shall overcome. And I know you know. I know you know how to overcome. We've all had days where we're in the gutter in the rain. And then we all had days when we're in the flowers in the shine. There's the new blooms going on right now. It's beautiful. It's what time you pick, Do you pick the time to live now? Do you pick the time to be kind? I'm not always kind. Like I said, we both have to work on it. It's, aggression. I found when I'm attacked or I have to regulate, I'm not a very calm and understanding person. I can be very amped and amplified. And then amplification kind of blew out the crowd. It was like, that's too much bass. Too much bass in my face. Too much reverb, whatever you want to call that shit, what do we call it when that happens? It's that. And I had to figure that out. I have to figure out how to appreciate life more in the moment, appreciate the people in the process, be kind to all people. It's going to be easy to say it. Every time I say it, it just keeps going into my head like, this is so easy to say, but bruh, it's not so easy to do. We lose our tempers. We're in rushes, things don't go our way. And when I didn't go my way, I threw a temper tantrum that day and many days. And it's like, man, I've not been able to handle certain high energy amplified situations as good as I want to, as well as I could have, and to get the results to be better. And that's why I'm having this conversation this morning. That people politicking is real, to learn how to unpolitic yourself. That's a thing, dude. You don't might not believe in politics. You might not even vote. You might just be like, I'm independent. Well, even then, independent people still have to interact. Even then, you're still gonna have to talk to somebody, and you're still gonna have to fucking regulate and not get ran over, but assert dominance, but not be a bully, and still get what you were intending to get. Because there's going to be something that that's in the way of you in a goal. And it could be something as small as like upgrading French fries or getting the burger the style that you want. Everything's like a negotiation. There's an art to it. And there's actually a book out there called The Art of Negotiation. So it's one of those things, like the way we phrase words, very important. The tone that we say it in, very important. They're always saying, my buddy was saying, um, you wanna talk like a strip club DJ live on the stage. It's Sunshine. Give it up for Sunshine. Don't forget to tip your waiters. To slow it down and talk to people, calm it down. I realize that when I get amplified, I speed up my candor. I speed up my talk rate, I guess. The tempo of my mojo. That tempo is a thing, and I don't know if we're really aware of it. You can hear when people are shouting. Some people heard me when I was shouting, when I was yelling at my ex while she was pregnant, and I'm thinking to myself, saying, you might be thinking you're winning the battle, but you're losing the war. And I lost that war, and I lost a child over it, and I'm so ashamed of it, and I have to re-mention almost every damn show since this for the next days and the rest of my life of me losing my temper and losing sight. And it was sad that um, clarity, and I'll give you what I screenshotted, but it was so true. The girl posted, she said, rage is like shaky water. You can't see your reflection in it. Only when you're calm and the water is still will you be able to see yourself. And I couldn't see myself. I couldn't unplug myself. I'm like, don't fuck with me, man. I'm gonna punk you, master. Get the fuck out of the car. And then there's another guy's like, why are you yelling? It's in public. This is a nice sunny day, but I'm pissed off. I'm in my own way. I'm me, like that, and you start doing stupid shit, start talking stupidly, and now you're trying to make up for your insecurities, try to make up for your shortcomings and your bad attitude, and you give worse attitude because you got a bad attitude. How many times? How many times you've been watching Cops or any other show where you see the attitudes get rude real fucking quick, and it gets worse. You get taught by your anger. And, to get angry at other people, you can think that you're winning. I'm telling you now, I've lost so many battles. Your boy's a super loser. I lost my baby. I lost my love. I lost my mind, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So it's one of those things where people be doing shit like that all the time. They'll be stuck in their own way. And I'm trying to have this conversation today that said people are the way. I've been trying desperately. I always thought I was great at people, but then I burnt people with my attitude or my ego and man, fuck you don't see it the way I see it. Even the baddest bitch in the world, the fucking most beautiful woman in the world, I'd be like, check a bitch like a smog. And now I'm confrontational. Now I'm drama. Now I'm like a headache. I went from being something fantastic, shiny, and new to something that they don't want anything to do with. Did that many times, broke trust. That's what it ends up doing too, and that's something you can't buy or get back. So trust is one of those things that CIA agents work on. You feel me right now? CIA agents work on trust when they're working on an asset, and they're trying to work I don't know, they call it the John. What are they? A suspect? I don't know. Anyway, when they're working their CIA magic, they build rapport, but most importantly, they build trust. So you can build some fake ass trust, and it takes a lot of energy to do all that. But why not just be trusting? Why not, trust the process? Start putting some confidence in your stuff so you can trust yourself. The consistency helps. It's almost like anything else. You'd be like, man, this is really hard to do. You do it 15,000 times. You start rolling the dough. Next thing you know, you're the croissant king. There it is, So it's one of those things where it just needs a little practice, little mental push-ups. I talk about it all the time. People call them cush-ups. I just did my cush-ups, my push-ups, and my mind-ups. Ooh, I like that. So on my heart from the start, it's your boy Marky Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. Thank you for watching. And I hope you get something out of it, man. That's why I do it every morning. I could have just been chilling and smoking with my best friend, but I broke off of my life, went on the morning walk, and decided to talk to y'all. So peace and love. And as always, chi gatan. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. And give it to that friend that needs it the most, That's what we're here to do. Let's pull each other up. Later.